You've seen prices at the pump fall lower than they've been in probably 8 years or so, and that's the good news. But other prices aren't falling as fast as you may think.
Other side of the coin, we're talking about the kind of fuel surcharges and price hikes that went into effect when oil was so very expensive. News 8's Ken Pierce live in Milford this morning to explain why those prices are not coming down. Good morning, Ken.
Good morning, Laura and Keith. Think back about 10 years when oil prices spiked and suddenly everything else we were buying cost more money too. That's because everything we buy in a store got there on a truck that uses fuel. The fuel was suddenly more expensive. But if you take a look at the fuel prices these days, a lot of Connecticut is paying less than $2 a gallon for gasoline. So why aren't other prices coming down? Well, Delta Airlines posted an amazing thing. In the last year, it says it saved $5 billion on fuel last year. The thing is, Delta is not passing that savings on to passengers. Airlines, FedEx, UPS, even taxis, many of them are still hanging on to fuel surcharges. We asked a Quinnipiac University economics professor why, but first you got to understand why oil is so low, and it's because OPEC wants it low. When oil was up over $100 a barrel, it made sense to look into alternative fuel sources, getting oil out of oil shale in the U.S. or Canada, or getting our electricity from windmills. That was less expensive than relying on oil, but OPEC doesn't want competition from other fuel sources, so it cut the price of oil, so oil shale, wind power, those would be more expensive than oil. Our QU professor says companies who depend on oil are not dropping their prices now because, frankly, they can make more money this way.
It's pretty easy for firms to raise the price, and they're somewhat reluctant to lower the price because market conditions say even if costs go down, we can still charge those prices.
Those companies also worry the prices could go back up because any day now, OPEC could decide its experiment is over and raise prices. Some of those companies may also still be averaging out the higher oil prices from a couple years ago. There's still some hope that oil might stay low for long enough that some of the other prices could go down. The QU professor simply says don't hold your breath for that to happen. Live along I-95 in Milford, I'm Ken Pierce. Back to you.
All right.